Welcome back, EasyGoingMC here with another episode of EasyGoing Survival Season 2. I think we're on episode 10 now. What a milestone. Double digits, feeling pretty good. We're definitely doing a lot of work with this season, and overall it's just been great. Can't ask for a better season. 10 episodes down, here's to at least 100 more. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed that little third-person time-lapse to start the episode off. I had a lot of fun recording it, and I've actually done some more finishing touches and sort of finished up the aesthetic of this build for the area. As you can see, it's very quartz-heavy. This area is basically quartz and white stained glass, so little extra else. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. What this basically is a device that transforms villagers into zombie villagers, and then drops them down here of weakness, so you can give them a golden apple. We have a chest full of gold and a couple apples in here. Give them a golden apple to cure them up, and that is to give them less trades. And the reason why we need that is because today we're going to be doing some major work over here in the villager area. We're going to be constructing massive trading halls and sort of just getting our villagers up and running, building up our emerald factories, and then finally disabling the breeder for good. Not for good, but for the time being, because we don't need that thing anymore after today. That's the goal, at least. We might still have some more librarians to get, but hopefully we're fairly complete. Beyond that, I've done some more work besides building that thing. I filled up a lot more of these librarian guys, as you can see. We're getting pretty close. We only have a few left. Obviously, the closer and closer you get to being done, the longer it takes to get each of them. But yeah, we're still looking for a few. These guys over here are ones we're going to cure. I think it's like sharpness, things like that. So yeah, those are those guys. But real quick to start the episode off, I guess we should confirm this thing works, right? So I guess what we should do is just give this thing a test run. So it's all ready to go. I lured a zombie in there and gave it the sharp 5 sword, so it should be able to one-shot this guy. Which this is one of the guys we're going to trade iron with. So I'll send this guy up here. And he got converted. He gets converted back. He gets weakness. Alright. And we're curing him. We don't have name tags, and until 1.16, these guys can actually despawn. However, 1.16, there is a change that basically makes it so these guys are unable to despawn, which is really, really nice after their trades have been locked. So we won't have to worry about zombie villagers despawning a ton, but I'll stay in the area. But that's great. This thing works awesome. I'll put a link to the design down below, as well as the trading halls we're going to build. Other than that, I guess we should get into some more trading hall construction. This is going to be a pretty intricate system, so we'll have the breeder, which will be used to sort out where we want to send their villagers. But a lot of them are going to end up in this system, and then they're going to get sent off into a greater trading hall. The current plan is to have 12 farmers, 12 iron guys, and then 12 masons to get quartz. So I don't know if we need to cure the masons. I don't think that really affects the deal in terms of quartz. I think it's always just 1 emerald per 1 quartz. But we definitely want to cure the toolsmiths as well as the farmers, because we are going to get better emerald deals. So I want to look into more of that, but I think what we should do is maybe hop into another third-person time-lapse and get going on maybe half of the trading hall. Alright guys, I'll do that and I'll be back. Well yeah, enjoy the time-lapse. Hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. It was only about, honestly, it only took me about 20 minutes to build this whole thing up. I did do some preliminary work. I put the carpet in on this side prior to it, but it took like 2 hours of just the replay mod crashing when it was trying to render, not rendering fully. I reinstalled, like, it's called FFmpeg, I think. I think it's how you pronounce it. And then that's basically what allows it to render and what allows you to make like the 3D, have the 3D video like that. But oh my god, it took so long. Like, kept crashing and crashing and crashing, and finally, that success key went like bing, and I knew it was good, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a little bit weird on this side. I do have to do some work of my replay mod skills, but I'm definitely getting better and want to incorporate it more. We'll probably have another one later in this episode even. I think they're just more entertaining to watch than progress updates, and they look pretty cool. Anyhow, I've already put in 2 of these guys. This was the guy we cured up at the beginning of the, after I showed you guys this thing, and I just cured this guy up and put him in. We're going to need to build like a temporary gold farm, because this is all the golden apples I was able to get. I guess I can make one more, technically. So this is all of our gold. So yeah, we might have to make a temporary gold farm. I did just release the design. I guess you should check that out. It's down in the description, probably. But, you know, given that, I mean, yeah, even though we're updating the 1.16 and resetting the nether, I think we can make that one fairly easy. It shouldn't take too long, honestly, and just, I think it'd be worth it just to get a ton of gold, plus for piglin trading. So we'll probably do that in the future. However, guys, I kind of want to show you how this thing works. This design is from, I can't recall the exact name. However, it is down in the description. It's an excellent design. I recommend you check it out for sure. However, basically the way it works is a villager gets popped up here, and then he just pathfinds into his spot. I do have this blocked off so they can't mess with the stone cutters. So they'll pathfind just into their spot. The original design has a pillager at one of the ends, and that basically scares them into their spot. So it works a little bit quicker in the original design. However, we're not like putting these guys in that fast, since we have to wait to cure each one individually. So at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. So this design works really well. By far, I think it's the best design up on YouTube for this level of scale. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, put the link down in the description, as well as the link for this, which is by Puffin HQ. So yeah, I guess let's cure one up, and I can kind of show you again how it works. So I'll cure this guy up, and I'll get him ready to enter the villager trading hall. Anyways, got this guy cured up. It's a little slow since we have to go one at a time, though I do think I'm going to start doing some other work in the area. So, you know, like, get a guy, cure him, do a few minutes of some terraforming in the region, and then, you know, let him go up here, repeat the process. So, yeah, it's alright. At the end of the day, we really only have to do it in this section 24 times, because I don't think we have to cure these. I still have to test that in creative. I don't think we have to cure masons. I don't think that changes, but we'll give that a test after this clip, I think. Anyhow, basically once it cures, it pops out of the minecart and sort of like falls in between the block. However, I found if I just send them off like I normally would, it doesn't really matter. So eventually, he's up there, he'll just run in the place, fall in. And the way this works is, and the video does a really great job of explaining this, like it was excellent, but we have a double carpet down here, and we even have a second carpet below this. And that basically means that the villagers aren't going to try to pathfind, and they're not even going to try to jump because the fence gate above them is closed. So this essentially means these villagers aren't going to pathfind, they aren't even going to look for these tables, they can just be right next to each other like this, and they'll never apparently lose their workstations, which makes sense if they're not pathfinding. And yeah, it's going to be great. Hopefully it's also lag friendly too, if they're doing a little less pathfinding. That would be the hope, I assume. So yeah, I guess what we got to do is just keep on going. And I'm going to try out the masons because honestly, if we don't need to put those guys in, we can fill this thing up pretty quick. I might hold off on the farmers. We don't even have farms yet. So we'll probably fill these guys up at a later date just because I want to be able to trade them up to make sure they have the pumpkin trade. So I'll probably hold off on the farmers and just go with the masons for now. However, we'll definitely fill up the 8 masons and then leave this side for a future date. However, I guess we should get cracking with some more blacksmithing. Oh man, I am glad to be back and back recording again. For the last several hours, I was working on a design report for a class, and it was about, I think it was 30 pages long, so not very fun. I did have group members. We had written most of it. We just had to compile it, format it, but that still just takes so long. Anyways, we're back. at our real passion Minecraft. Just kidding. I actually enjoyed that project a lot. A lot of fun. Maybe if we ever have a stream, I can tell you guys more about those things. Anyhow, yeah, we finished this up. We got all of the toolsmiths in place. So they all have, besides this guy, I'll explain this in a second, but they all have 1 ingot, 1 emerald trades, which is, yeah, that's pretty damn awesome. Basically, when this is at full efficiency, we're getting 32 emerald blocks per day. So honestly, I'd say that's pretty good myself. So we're definitely going to be cranking out emeralds from this thing. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. If you think about it, you're sleeping for half of that, so you're getting 3 stacks of emerald blocks per hour because you're sleeping through the night. So definitely happy with that. Anyhow, the reason why this guy is at 2 is because I've been trading with these guys a ton. And when you trade with villagers a lot over and over again with the same trade, they can actually increase their prices. Increase would be the right word in that case. Increase their prices slightly just in order to, I don't know, part of the trading mechanic. So if we trade with these guys probably for a long time, like obviously their prices are going to be jacked up. We even had a guy who was selling 5 ingots per 1 emerald. So that's definitely, we don't want to trade because it's not worth it. But if you let them just run through a day, usually they drop back down. And as you can see, it was just that one guy didn't have the best trade. So I guess to round off this project, besides aesthetic, we are going to put some more birch in here. If you have any suggestions for the floor, let me know. I think this looks good. I think the birch will look good. So we'll do that. And yeah, then we're obviously going to add some lightning protection on top. So I'll probably do it at the same level as the redstone block, or right one above the redstone block. And then just, you know, centered on the villagers on each side. And then I also want to finish putting in some lightning protection over here. So I'm probably going to smelt up a ton of glass for that. I'll get that going, and then we'll start talking about some plans to build the best trading hall of all, or one of the better ones, because that's where we're going to be storing our really, really awesome librarians, so we can get like infinite mending books for 1 emerald apiece, which is awesome. If you think about it, we get, what, half a stack of emerald blocks, so 32 times 9, that's 270. That's, what am I doing? That's like 300 mending books per cycle. So I mean, that's pretty good if you ask me. So yeah, we'll fill up a double chest in 1 day probably. Anyhow, I'm gonna get cracking on the lightning protections, and we'll get back to talk about some other trading hall plans that are going to be going in this area right here. And just like that, we got some glass in on top. These guys should be protected from lightning. I guess if we come back one morning from AFK in the iron farm and like 5 of these guys are gone, we know what happened. I guess a zombie invasion could occur, but I don't think that's possible. I think everything's lit up. I mean, these guys have been sitting out for so long and they haven't been attacked, so I think we're all good on that front. Anyhow, let's edit my frame so it's not so jerky. Can't wait to get a new PC at some point. Oh my god, this thing is dying. Anyhow, oh my god, it's so frame lag. We're going to build a quick trading hall, same design as that, just with fewer spots. This is how long it's going to be, very, very short in this area. Another quick note, so laggy. These 3 are going to be separate buildings, so we're actually going to build up a big building over top of this eventually. So yeah, just keep that in mind, back of the head type of deal. That'll be a future project, so that's a big, big project. I'd rather finish up the landscaping and stuff around here before we do any of the houses and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess we'll put this thing in. Hopefully my frames are better next time, and I'll be back in a moment. As you can see, we got this little, basically, micro version of this trading hall in, and I actually have 6 out of 8 in already. We had an unfortunate loss of the unbreaking villager. I found now that it's happened 3 times. It actually happened the 2nd time with the unbreaking villager, which then caused me, it walked out and just died from fire, unfortunately. And it also happened with another one where it just sort of got stuck, like up in here, and it wasn't moving. So I don't really know what the deal of that is. It didn't happen with any of these guys, so it seems to be pretty rare, but I sort of figured out a way. I sort of just go up there and sort of like send minecarts into it until it receives one, then it sort of works again. It's okay at this point. We have 2 more librarians to cure, and then at some point we'll have to cure 12 farmers. So the majority of use has already been gotten out of this thing for the far distant future. But yeah, we've also made great progress over here. So we only need 1 more villager. I'll just put one in there for fun, I guess. But we only need 1 more villager, and it's the blast protection one. So basically we need Blast Protection, Unbreaking 3, and I've never gotten Efficiency 5 yet. So those are the last 3 Librarians we need, and actually after that we have every single one of them, which is, yeah, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. So I'm going to continue just grinding away. I'm going to try to get these 3. At the very least, I really want Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 5. Hopefully I find Blast Protection in midst of that, but we will find out. So I guess I'll keep cracking to that, and hopefully by the time I come back, I should have all of this done. Hopefully there's no, like, other loss. That would be really bad. Alright guys, peace. I'll be back in a sec. I am happy to say that that is over, and that took way, way longer than I would care to admit. Oh my god. That was probably the worst. That was a very bad experience indeed. Anyhow, we are doing fairly well though. We're just curing up. Got to cure this guy up a couple more times in order to get the perfect 1 emerald trade. Haven't had any more problems with this thing. Watch. Hopefully I don't jinx it. Alright, it worked. Cool. So should have enough golden apples, barely, just to finish this guy up. So we'll definitely need to build some sort of temporary gold farm before 1.16. I've been thinking about doing that anyways. That's partly the reason why I designed that super simple gold farm that I just uploaded. So I think we're gonna, we're probably gonna end up doing that at some point in the near future. However, I think what we should do now is actually get some god armor. I really haven't had any god armor. I just made some god boots. These are perfect boots with prot 4. But if you look at like my leggings and my helmet, like there's not even protection on my helmet or Aqua Infinity. So we definitely have some work to do with those things, as well as my sword isn't that good. This stuff is not even, also the shovel is, because you don't need efficiency 5 on a shovel, is worthless. But this isn't even efficiency 5 yet. So I definitely think we have some work. We can definitely make some better armor. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab some couple shulker boxes, sort of figure out what I want to create. Looking at our armory box, what we can see is we definitely have the elytras. I'll probably put thorns on this. Or maybe I'll put on the leggings. Apparently thorns doesn't multiply, so you only need it on one piece of your armor. This guy is sort of mute now. I definitely need to fix. I have to get another Silk Touch pick because I accidentally broke one doing the slime farm. I definitely have enough shovels. I could go for 3 axes. And I definitely think just 2 backup sets of armor. So another chest plate, and then maybe 1 other chest plate, then 2 helmets. So 2 of each. Obviously, we'll have 3 of these, but we're primarily wearing these more often. And I might vary it, so I might have like a fire prot, and then a blast prot, and then a protection, depending on what I'm going. So if I'm going to the nether, I definitely want to have fire protection. That's definitely critical. But in general, yeah, we'll probably do protection, and then projectile protection probably for just all-around use. Maybe a fire prot on the leggings. But then again, if I'm going to the nether, I just switch it out. So yeah, I'm going to get some stuff together. We got to put these guys to use. I'm excited. I'm glad we have this done. We have every single enchantment in the game. We don't even need to use some of them yet, as maybe we make an actual bow, and we'll make a bow too. That's something that'll be important for shulker hunting if we ever need to do that again in the future. So I'm going to go back to my base, get a few things together, and I guess we can start making some god armor. Alright guys, we're back, and this is kind of astonishing. Just how many books that is. I didn't even like put a dent. I mean, I definitely used some emeralds, especially for these. Like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you never know. Maybe in the future we'll cure these guys, but for now I'm leaving them as is. Maybe we'll do this thing where we do, like, alright, daily episode villager, and just every episode we do 1 villager at the very beginning, and we run it through the system. But for now, it's just, like, too big of a project to worry about. Especially given these are the core trades. I definitely do think that some, like, infinity, even, like, looting and sharpness as well, I think there have been even better choices for those. I'm not too sure. It's sort of like it was subjective. Like, I'm using just as many sharpness books as I am smite books, but I chose to put sharpness over here. So it's sort of subjective. But things like efficiency, silk touch, I think I might have said silk touch. Nah, but this definitely belongs over here. I think maybe these 2 as well as maybe looting and infinity. I'm not sure. But regardless, it's nice to have them, nevertheless. This is basically a bunch of unbreaking and mending books. These 2 have some efficiency 5s mixed in there somewhere, yep. So yeah, we got like 24 of each, plus I basically made a list. I can actually read it off. It's kind of astonishing, because this is the armor we're going to enchant. So we're going to enchant all of these guys, bows, even a hoe, 3 more swords, 3 more axes, plus update the current stuff we're wearing to being max. But yeah, basically this list, this is kind of funny. Bear with me. So protection, 4 books, projectile protection, 1, blast protection, 2, death strider, 2, feather falling, 2, respiration, 2, aqua infinity, 2, thorns, 3 of them, power, 2, infinity, 2, punch, 2, flame, 2, smite, 2, sharp, 2, fire aspect, 4 of those, looting, 3 of them, knockback, 2, sweeping edge, 4, efficiency, 5 of them, and then mending and unbreaking roughly 15 or 16 each, but I just got extra since it's always useful to have those lying around. Whew, that was a mouthful. I think we're ready to go to the end now, though, and do some major, do not want to drop all this stuff. That's probably like, this is the most expensive ender chest right now. There's literally, I mean, it didn't really take that long to get those easy, but all that armor, that was like a stack of diamonds I just crafted. Anyhow, let's get to the not the nether. I guess we're going to the nether, but let's get to the end, and we'll go kill a bunch of endermen, and yeah, we'll hopefully get a shitload. Oops. Hopefully get a lot of that done pretty quick. I guess we'll get all of it done, but let's go do it. And please excuse me, I'm very tired. I didn't mean not to say that. I didn't mean to say it. Sorry. All right, bye. See you. All right. As the sun rises and the sun sets and the moon rises on an awesome episode, I guess we should look at the enchantments I got. Actually, I have 50 levels too. Wow. Anyways, that's because I did a bunch of trading. We got all this, guys. This is all enchanted. I'll quickly flash over all of it. Basically, the main things is we got a full set of fire prot. We got a couple pieces of blast protection mixed in there with some of the leggings. And yeah, perfect helmets. The one thing about the swords is 2 are sharp, 2 are smite. However, we don't have fire aspect or knockback on all of them. I think I might just add it to all of them, though with knockback, that might not be the best option. I might want to keep a non-knockback sword, so we'll see about that. We'll see. We also, yeah, got that new pick, 3 good axes, also wearing god armor now, so we're basically a beast right now. I also did a ton of trading, so I actually managed to get, if I pull it out, yeah, so like 5 stacks of emerald blocks, so we're definitely good on that front. And this is all of the materials and junk I accumulated through this project, which is not over, but I figured it would just be best if we left it be for a while. Did some other work. Obviously, there's a ton going on. We haven't even started our base yet. And now that we have a quartz supply, we know this is actually feasible. We can get a ton of emeralds, ton of quartz, so we might even start work on the base pretty soon, doing some planning over there before we do some more villager work. But obviously, I know this wasn't the biggest building episode in the world, but ton of grinding. I mean, we got every single librarian. We cured these guys, 12 of these guys. We put in 12 of these guys. We cured all 8 of these guys, some of which needed to be cured up to 3 or 4 times to get the 1 emerald. So ton of grinding. Awesome, some sweet builds going in place. I'm really excited to put some real structure on top of these. Landscape this whole thing with a custom moon biome. It's going to be great. I'm excited. You're excited. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like the video if you enjoyed. And other than that, I guess have an easygoing day, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.